Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at my Smith & Wesson Model 19-3. Here's the original box. Still has, well, actually has nothing in it. Yeah, so I tricked you. So you can actually have it in a new Smith & Wesson padded case. I actually ordered this specifically for this Model 19, and you'll see why. This Model 19 is from 1971. It's -3, and the bluing, I'd say this gun is right around 90% plus. And by that I mean there is one scratch in the cylinder and some very faint pitting here around the trigger guard. That's from where I took the Pachmeyer, so I can get this focused in here, the Pachmeyer grips off, but this gun is in amazing shape for being 40 years old. And in fact, the bluing is so bright, my camera's having trouble adjusting to it. But it's a 4-inch Smith Model 19-3, which means it's pin and assist, and I'm going to do something I hate doing. I'm going to smudge the revolver. In fact, I can't do this one-handed. Yes. Pinned, recessed. And these are definitely not the original Smith & Wesson grips. When I bought this gun off Gunbroker, it had Pachmeyer rubber grips, which are fine and they work. But I know I'm going to butcher this name, but a Ahrens, A-H-R-E-D-S, makes amazing wood grips, and these are Cocobolo, which is a variety of rosewood from Central America. And this gun, and as you just saw, it's empty, is in amazing shape. If the camera will focus, you can see the color case hardening on the hammer, and there you can kind of see it there on the trigger. Gun is in amazing shape. Absolutely amazing. The front side, unfortunately, does not have the red insert, and there's no white outline on the rear sight. So at times it can be kind of hard to pick up the sights, but overall it's still a pretty accurate revolver. Recoil, which is pretty minimal, even with 357 full loads, and I try not to shoot 125 grain out of this. I try and go for the 158 grain or heavier, but it's fairly accurate. Recoil is, I barely notice it. I mean, it's more noticeable than my 686 with a 6-inch barrel and the full underlug, but this is a fine revolver. And well, if I didn't have a M&P 9, I definitely wouldn't mind carrying this. I think, well, a lot of cops back in the 70s, from what I understand, used to carry these. Highway patrolmen, police officers. I know a lot of departments had the policy where you had to carry 38 special. Well, I'm sure the rules are bended quite a bit. It's nice to have that option in this, to carry 38 or 357. Smith & Wesson originally advertised this as, 357. As you shoot 357 for duty, and you carry 357, but you train with 38 to kind of reduce the strain here on the gun. And it's a very light frame. It's the K-frame. A lot of the issues I'm sure you can just Google and you'll find out why Smith & Wesson introduced the K-frame in 1980. They addressed some issues such as the right here at the forcing cone area where the barrel and the cylinder meet up. There's a flat area so that the crane and the latch can, connect and all. So it's a flat area, and it was a weak spot in the design. And sometimes you also get cracks here in the top strap. A lot of that had to do with the 125 grain ammo that was coming out in the late 70s. But overall, it's a fun gun. I wouldn't mind carrying it. It is incredibly light for being a 357 revolver, and I can definitely see why they would have gone. A lot of police officers would have switched from, say, the Colt Python or the Model 27 or the Model 28 in frames. But that's it. Smith & Wesson Model 19-3 from 1971. All right, thanks, and hope you enjoyed the video.